This is Sam from Sam Goodwill. You're listening to Nursery, a podcast.
A podcast from Ohio's creative voice.
A podcast from Ohio's creative voice.
I notice things and they make me laugh, and then I usually store them in the back of my head somewhere, and then they end up on the stage.
I think that there was a point in time where rap was pretty much non-existent in Ohio.
I actually grew up listening to pop music.
It's the coolest thing in the entire universe.
I love Ohio. I miss it.
Mm-hmm. Stomach started growling, and he started slowing the way he was walking and taking smaller strides, and you could tell something was definitely not right.
All my stuff has literary elements to it.
We've gotten to such a phase where people can just say they're an artist.
Wading through a sea of drunks, trying to do the best he can for the band.
Being in a room full of all your best friends, even if you don't know anybody, because you can sing and dance together and just have a really good time.
If you don't know, you don't need to know, man.
Would you like to do a podcast?
Lake Erie or the Cuyahoga River.
You always gotta make it into something, don't you? Can't just hang out.
People complain that there's nothing to do here, but there is. You just have to go look for it.
Welcome to Nursery, a podcast from Ohio's creative voice. My name is Lee Boyle.
My name's Steve Boyle.
I'm Jack.
If you're not familiar with this podcast, basically it's just about Ohioans who are creative. Me and my friends and family in around the late 90s started doing music and art and poetry and comedy together, and we kind of snowballed into these few projects that we had. And now what we like to do is sit around and kind of talk about the fun things that we do together in hopes that maybe it piques somebody's interest who feels lonely in a small town and might want to connect with us. So make sure you email us at clograve@gmail.com, CHLOE, there's a silent E, GRAVE@gmail.com, and see if you'd like to either sponsor a podcast or just say hello and talk to us and say, hey, you should do an episode on this, or you should do a skit about that. And you can find the backlog at bullskit.com and thirdclass.net. So today, I'm sitting here with my two younger brothers. I'm the oldest. This is the year 2016. I'm 32 years old. My brother Jack is 30 years old, and you are now, what, 27?
Yeah, that's right.
So, if you haven't been following, no need. It's not like the episodes are numbered or anything, but me and Steve especially are part of this comedy troupe called Bullskit Productions, and there's a new skit up right now as of this podcast called Earth 2.0 that me and my friend Craig Bate are in. But Steve and I, you might know us if you're a Bullskit fan from this series called Nowhere, Ohio. We're really proud of that series because it gives me and Steve this chance to improv and do kind of what we're good at as a comedy duo, which is kind of just be ourselves. It's one of the only skits where we just totally act like ourselves, and for some reason it's able to be edited together.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like not only are my favorite skits the ones where they're just you and me, I think that you and I can bounce off of each other really easily with comedy and improv. But then also too, we don't bother spending time on specific characters. We usually reference the premise of the skit is what's happening to us opposed to what we're like, and we'll just we're I don't know what we're playing this fictional version of ourselves or something.
We're like, hey, we're reporting the news on nothing. It's kind of more based on what's funny than what makes sense a lot of times.
Right, and it makes it a lot easier to pull off the dry sense of humor too, because then we go back and forth and take turns of trying to be serious and pretending to get mad or keeping a straight face. But Nowhere, Ohio is definitely one of my favorites, and I like the setup for it too, like just the premise in general. But then, our dynamics and our chemistry and how we work together, especially.
So listeners, like, if that piques your interest, go to bullskit.com and look for the skit Nowhere, Ohio. There's actually 4 skits, Nowhere, Ohio 1 through 4. It's the result of just being bored brothers in a small town. And so on that note, what a lot of the time what we did when we spent with our friends and each other in small towns was we'd sit around making top 5 lists or doing would you rathers and like acting like idiots, doing hypotheticals, because we were in this tiny little like one gas station style town. So we wanted to open that up tonight rather, in the backyard in Boardman, Ohio at my house, and do a couple weird hypotheticals. So I'll start it off with one that one of your guys' friends asked me. Would you rather fart glitter, or what's the other, or sneeze green trolls? The green trolls will be alive forever and be your friend afterwards. Yeah. So I choose farting glitter. How about you?
How big are the trolls?
Like the size of boogers.
Well, like, why wouldn't you want to fart glitter?
How many?
I don't know.
I mean, it seems kind of like...
How many each time? How many trolls?
I guess it depends on how big the sneeze is, right?
Yeah, every time it's different every time.
And like, wait, so the glitter is supposed to... I thought, wasn't there one that was like purple smoke? Because if you like farting glitter, like no one's going to see that. Like you're just going to have glitter in your pants.
Unless you just wear like wet. Yeah, you don't avoid it really easily. Yeah.
The other one was sweat Gatorade or fart like green smoke.
Which is like green smoke, stain your underwear rather than ruin all your shirts, correct?
You'd probably see the smoke more than glitter.
Well, right, but you'd be sticky all the time. That'd be stupid.
Smoke more than the Gatorade.
Oh, yeah, you...
Or the glitter. I mean,
wait, what glitter? Oh, more than the glitter. Yeah, I see.
So, like, the idea behind the smoke is that it's supposed to be embarrassing and people are going to know it when you fart. But the glitter thing seems like it'd just be kind of a cool, like, party trick.
Right. So is that the third question?
Hey guys, check it out.
Okay, so the first question is
glitter. Final answer.
Yeah. So the first question is: would you rather sneeze trolls that would stay alive or whatever, you kill them maybe every time, or fart glitter? And we kind of fell on glitter. The second question is: would you rather sweat Gatorade or fart green dust? And we fell on green dust maybe.
Or blue smoke or green smoke or whatever.
Green smoke. Yeah. And then the third question is fart glitter or smoke. Colored smoke.
Oh, okay, yeah, I think that...
Right, because that's kind of what you guys were basically leaning towards.
It'd be cooler to fart glitter, because then you wouldn't have to give yourself away every time you farted. Because
totally.
Smoke would
but it's going to feel horrible.
Which one of you guys is farting the green smoke? You don't have any glitter?
Dude, oh, that wasn't me. Like, you blame it on somebody.
Well, like, I guess it'd just be like, it's like you think of it like people are like, oh no, everybody's going to know when I fart, but it's like, people are just going to be like, did green smoke just come out of your butt?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's like, there's something wrong.
You're going to have to explain that.
Yeah.
What happened? Like I answered this would you rather question, and then ever since.
It's like the fake thing when you pee in the pool, and they say that thing.
It's like,
it's not, but it's not about the reveal of the fart. You're right. It's about weird that it comes like, out of your butt.
Is the pool, like, thing real?
I don't think so.
Of you of all of us are asking that.
If you pee in a pool, I mean, like, do they really
it's not
have?
Real. You're just being funny. Like, you're the most scientific among.
No, I don't know that.
Why
this
are
is
you
real.
asking? That's what I asked you.
It's definitely not impossible to make, right?
No, man, I just accepted it like 2 years ago.
Are you turning into me? That's me. I say that to you, and you say that's not possible, you idiot.
It's not impossible. It's very possible. I think it's real. I'm
me or
Google
Steve?
It, man. I'm Googling it.
You're acting like me and Steve right now. You're supposed to be the scientific one.
So there was a part in my life. There was a part of my life, like, it definitely worked on me, you know, like, our uncle is very intimidating, and, you know, like, and they're the ones that had the pool in our life, and so, yeah, I totally bought it for a long time, and
So you guys are telling me... Oh, shit, that's not the thing.
Our uncle did lie to us and say that, yeah.
I swear, like, there was a turning point where I was just like, no way that there can be this thing where this circle stays around you if you urinate in a pool. That was my understanding of it.
All right.
And then so once I just was like, there's no way that can exist. I was like, maybe it can turn it a different color, the urine, but no one's gonna know that it was me if it does exist. So like,
yeah,
I
it would be
just
right.
piss
It
in
would be
pools.
surrounding.
You know what? It was effective enough that I never peed while in the water there. I only peed right into the water from right outside of it. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, but like, all right,
because it has to do with when it ignites with your urethra, obviously.
No, so
I'm just kidding. Sorry. Right when it comes, ignites.
It's the acids inside of you.
I thought for
inverting.
sure that there had to be some kind of like, you know, people say that pee's like ammonia or something, or it's similar, or like
I mean,
there has to
makes
be some
sense
chemical
that
you
could
can do
be a
it.
reaction.
But okay, so if it wasn't real and it is possible, then somebody would have made it real, right?
Maybe it's just like really expensive and like
All right.
Uncle Joe didn't
So
want
I'm
to spend the
on
money.
Snopes right now.
It's not.
I'm on Snopes right now.
It doesn't
and
exist.
The question, huh?
What's Snopes?
Oh, it's like a fact check thing. They always like.
It's a
What about
website
Urban
on the
Dictionary?
internet that tells you
Wikipedia?
when things are right. It's totally a fact checking site. It's not just like every other website.
Can a chemical be added to swimming pools that will reveal the presence of urine and catch those who pee in the pool? Claim. A special compound added to the water in swimming pools will reveal the presence of urine. Okay, sorry. False.
Well, there you go.
By the way, side note, I can't stand Snopes.com. I can't stand human beings thinking that they can be right and factual about human history that's all flawed. You know, like, I just can't stand, like, they're like, we have tested and we know now that this is the website that tells you the facts. About what? Stuff we made up as a human race.
Right. Based off of previous
Snopes.
based off of previous research, it turns out that
everything's a theory. It turns out that everything's a working theory.
And you know how I know that?
And that
My
truth
uncle
is a
told me.
construct. You know what? I found out that truth is actually a construct on Snopes. And they always tell the truth, so you know it's real.
How'd you know that? I checked Wikipedia.
That's not what they do. That's not what anyone does.
That's their thing.
No, it's not. No one does
they're
that.
Improved. They've been
Are you saying
approved
that
and accredited by
there
other
are no
smart
websites
people.
that are
No, I'm saying
dedicated to fact checking?
I'm saying there are no facts.
Okay.
Snopes
Anyway.
is so dumb because everyone latches onto it and they're like, actually, I checked out Snopes. Like, oh, another website. That website, though, is different.
Actually, I have an exception for an explanation to be like a pretentious douche about something in, in this moment.
So we're saying the pee
Anyway.
thing's real because Snopes said it wasn't. No, I'm just kidding.
I was totally expecting it to be like, turns out it is true. I fact checked it. Just researched just then. I asked my uncle about it, and he said yes.
It's not
but it's been around for at least
government cover-up.
It's been around for at least like 60 or 70 years.
So
the myth.
Two stories that I thought up real quick that I'll tell based on the stuff we said.
Yeah.
One, I think I may have told this on another podcast, but it's worth mentioning again. We used to do this thing called pool hopping, where we'd drive around and we'd stop our cars.
I don't think I ever participated.
You might not have been. Yeah,
that was so much fun.
So me and Steve and a couple other guests, names listeners might recognize: Brandon Hall, Peppy Parrish, a few other friends. We would Derek Baker,
allegedly
drove around our small town in Ohio, East Palestine, Ohio, and stopped at random houses. Had a designated driver per trip, and jump, not for drunkenness but for getaway, and we would jump into the pool, cannonball in, jump out, jump into a towel, and jump in the car and speed away over and over again. And one time we got to this pool and Steve just stood there and peed into it. It was like funny because we like made jokes like, oh, let's go jump in the pool and then pee in it. And Steve just like was like, yeah, totally. And he just like stood on the deck and peed into the pool, and it was off. And our friend Brandon cannonballed into the pool while he was peeing in it. And then
that was the same one that like we were like being all quiet and stuff.
Yeah,
it's
we
like
were
kind of
being really
close to the house, and we're like, and most of them we would jump in and get out real quick. But that one we knew. This one we were chilling out, right? We got in it real quietly, and we like hung out in there, and that was the thing too. We were like, oh yeah, let's all pee in the pool.
Yeah.
And And so
that was the thing back then.
And the rings came up.
Because
There was rings around us.
Yeah. You see, that was the thing to do back in the day. That was, you just did it, man. You were like, hey, you're going to pee in the pool? Of course I'm going to pee in the pool.
I peed into the pool, and then there was a ring around Derek and Lee.
Dude, it was awesome just because Steve just like stood there and peed into it.
And then I jumped in and we acted as though that made enough noise that, it was kind of like...
we jumped away, yeah.
It was like that scene in Dazed and Confused when the kid throws the beer bottle up in the air and they're like, oh, fuck, man, now we have to run because this glass bottle is about to break on the cement. I don't know.
I don't know why we ran
out of that.
But. No, but we ran, and there was another time where I think me and Brandon were the two to jump in the pool and you were the driver, and or maybe it was you and me again. We had to hop a fence to get there.
Yeah,
that was you and me.
Brandon was driving. You and me did that.
I pushed a table down by accident. I think I cracked a piece of splintered wood or
you
something.
You landed on the way out.
On the way out, I pushed off of it and I heard something go.
Yeah,
I knocked the table over. And
we wouldn't have made it over that fence had we not gotten that table because the house and the pool were on a hill, so there was so the porch was pretty high up.
And someone was watching TV in their nook right next to the pool. We just jumped in and ran away. It was breaking and entering. Allegedly,
that one was the sketchiest because that was the only one where we actually climbed a fence that was really tall. Maybe one of them we went over a fence that we could obviously step over.
It was like a little chain link,
right.
Yeah.
But this one we moved a picnic table from their backyard up to the fence so that we could get over it. And then but what was crazy, I remember that one though. That was one of the times where I got it all in my eyes when we got out, so I couldn't see real well. But we knew this was the only one that was the closest to the house that we ever did like that. And people were in there watching TV, and we just jumped over the fence, and we had to climb to get up that, and we jumped off of that. It was just wild. Fortunately, we didn't get hurt.
You're right. We jumped over the fence and landed on the outside and didn't get hurt. Yeah, that's a weird detail. And then my second story, because we talked about that farting hypothetical, you guys weren't here for it, but I was in 9th grade in East Palestine on the 3rd floor, and I, for some reason, had this weird fart that was one of those once-in-a-lifetime horrifying ones that just is what you ate the night before mixed with your breakfast. It was the worst thing ever, and I did it, and I slipped into my homeroom and shut the door, and I looked out the window, and it looked as though it was when someone in a movie shuts someone in a gas chamber type situation. Everything changed through that window. It was like a movie. I shut the door, looked out the window, and everybody was like, oh, hold on. It looked like someone was going to come and pound on the window and be like, let me out. But it wasn't, obviously, that wasn't they were contained anywhere, but I was the one contained.
There was kids going into the locker.
But they were running around being ew, who did that? And this one dude just took the blame, really badly. This guy, this really nice dude who got picked on all the time, they were like, what did you do that for? You, you're horrible.
It's
and they just
fat kid.
Yeah, he wasn't like a fat guy, but he was just a kid that got picked on.
The one that gets picked on.
Yeah, it was weird, man. They just were harsh on him. They're I can't believe you did that. And my friend Derek watched it all happen, and I told him later. So it was kind of funny to have someone who saw that and was the same audience to what I saw from a different angle.
Totally me.
Yeah, and I told him it was me, and it was, and then what I did is I walked back out. I walked right back out there and was whoa, what's going on? Hey, and the girl right next to me at my locker was gagging and was like, I'm gonna be sick, and she started doing the dry heaving and stuff next to me, and I was like, who did that? And I leaned in and tried to, I totally just played it up to this weird extent that wasn't even right. You know what I mean? And I don't know why I tell you guys that. It just felt like it feels like all these stories we're telling are such dazed and confused stories.
That's
it's
good.
so funny.
I don't think I have any good farting
stories. But more importantly,
just one time I farted glitter.
Yeah. More importantly, they're
it made a circle around myself.
Yeah, they're weird teenager stories though. We did a lot of weird things as far as that stuff goes.
We did car surfing too, which like if we're gonna admit to breaking and entering, we might as well talk about this.
Yeah, car surfing. That was insane.
Where we didn't actually stand on the cars.
Fastest we actually went was
35.
35. Yeah.
40.
No.
Maybe.
Yeah, 40. No 45.
It feels
ever,
so
ever.
much faster when you're up there.
Yeah.
So we weren't
car
that-
surfing.
that- I mean, it's pretty hardcore.
So you had that Honda Accord hatchback with a sunroof.
With a sunroof, so like we just lay on it. We
Honda
weren't
Accord station
standing
wagon.
up on it.
Yeah.
That's stupid. If we stood up on it, like we'd always put the windows down because then when you're laying down, you have that to grab onto.
You could put your hands into the open
and we
windows.
were never driving recklessly or anything.
And hold onto the sunroof, legs down. There were a couple times where we'd stand up on it for a moment, but it'd usually be like, well, we're slowing or something.
Yeah.
We'd never really do that.
Yeah, it was like back roads with nobody else on it.
Yeah, and it was pitch black, and it was gorgeous. It was like when you got this steady 25 mile an hour thing. You could like, that's awesome. You could like see sheep, goats in the pastures, and the headlights would light you up.
Farmlands,
and you get isolated. Your friends would be driving you, but the wind would whistle in your ears in such a way that you would feel totally alone.
Totally, like I wouldn't like zone out where I was compromising my safety or anything. But like I said, like I saw a fox, and it was this like moment where I was like. We would do two at a time occasionally. I remember, I don't know, maybe it was Billy or something. I was like, dude, check that out. And we'd probably usually have good music playing too. It's just this like,
and they'd crank it up for us,
dude. And it's things like that as far as like how much of a moment. I don't know if it's me building it up to be this big moment or if it really was that moment, but it's things like that like surprise me that with the things that we did. Without like any sort of intoxication.
Yeah, that was like
like
a weird like natural.
I feel like
high
it doesn't
to be up there.
add up as right. I remember my counselors at camp thinking, and when I was a camper, thinking that I was a pothead and stuff, and like and I didn't even know anything about weed until I was like 21. I don't know. Maybe it was because of the homeschooling thing or something like.
No, that happened to me a lot because of the song. Listeners are familiar that we're in a small Ohio local band called Third Class, and people would be like, "Whoa." Somewhat jokingly, but what were you on when you wrote that? Would happen a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And like nothing. None of us were really on much of anything whenever anything was written. So it was interesting because of songs we got that, and Steve, I'm assuming you got it kind of because of your sense of humor or something.
Right. And like there was even one time too that I did just like blatantly like make a weed reference, but similar to a lot of things I would say around those ages. I would say without thinking about it, not thinking about what I was implying.
Like saying it almost as if you were a little kid making a adult movie joke.
Well,
where you're like, maybe he was high when he said that. And people were like, Steve's a stoner.
Yeah.
That guy's weird. I don't like that guy. No, I'm just kidding. It's not like they didn't like you or something, but that happened to me a lot where people just thought you're weird for other reasons than that you're just weird.
Yeah. And I was thinking too, those were the counselors that came to like the house shows and stuff too.
Right.
And so like, because that's something that was wild. I know we were talking about we were considering about talking about summer camp and, but I like the idea of staying away from like super personal stories, but I'd be down for talking about HBC too. But I just like the idea of the turning point of like what I discovered, because all those counselors were like, I don't know, drinking and smoking around that time, and I was oblivious to it, and like, which I don't, I'm not surprised that I was, because I was a kid, just like I was oblivious to what I was saying and implying. I was oblivious to what they were doing.
They were projecting a little. They were like, oh, he's probably high.
Right. And like I would have done the same thing, and I've worked with kids too that obviously have smoked before and stuff.
You're just saying that you're doing the same thing to them that they did to you.
No, like,
I'm just kidding. You're like, oh, that guy's totally. Yeah, there's no way, he's too weird not to do that.
But also too, like, people though that have known me from like grade school though, if I see them out like at a New Year's party or something, they're just like, Steve Boyle drinks. Wow.
There's that side of it too.
Yeah. So like, at least there's that.
Well, how about this? Okay, so we touched on car surfing, which was us laying on top of a car while we drove around at night. Oh, and to mention what we did, like if we saw headlights, it was so easy because we were in back pitch black back roads. Yeah. We just slow down a bit, jump out, get in the door, and drive past them. We'd never see a car anyways. But would you rather live in a world where car surfing was completely legal up to 40 miles per hour, where you could do it in daytime, anytime you felt like it, or where pool hopping was legal? Everyone's pool is completely free property to anybody else. The tax-free property, anyone's allowed to be there. And to an extent where you're allowed to just it's not like, oh, I called it for this hour. You're just allowed to be there anytime you want.
I'd do the pool thing. Absolutely.
I think I'd choose car surfing, weirdly enough. What would you do?
Pool sounds cool.
Just so you could swim in anyone's pool?
Yeah.
That would be pretty odd. You know what? I kind of backwardly fell into like a pretty cool idea. Like, I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but that would. There are a lot of times where you see somebody's pool and you're like, wish I could just skip the formality of getting to know them or be their friend and just get in their pool. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it would be a good way to meet people.
Oh, dude, I've made a lot of friends just because I wanted to swim in their pool.
Not that you would be their friend just to be in their pool, and B, not that you wouldn't want to be their friend, but how cool would it be to start with the pool and end with the friendship? Right? That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Not end you know.
I mean, I've ended friendships when people didn't have a pool anymore.
Yeah, we should invent a smartphone app where you can put your pool up like Couchsurfing.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, dude.
So it's like if you trade availability,
pool surfing.
If you allow somebody else to swim in your pool
and we'll do it with cars too. We'll call it car surfing. Just like couchsurfing.com, we'll call it carsurfing.com.
Wait, you can sit on top of my car?
Yeah, you can sit on top of my car for free. Or you can go in my pool for free.
Wait, that still doesn't make it legal. The pool thing is kind of more of a property, legal, realistic. True. I mean, if we're actually doing this.
So, like,
if
one person agrees to
you can get on top of your car, not mine.
If one person agrees to let other people swim in their pool, then
Couchpooling.
Like swim in their pool.
What if you shared a couch? Yeah. Would it be called Couchpooling?
Couchpooling.
Yeah, Couchpooling. No, you share a couch like a car. And there's a lane and everything.
No, swimming pooling. Swimming pooling.
Oh, you put your couch in the pool?
No, it's like carpool, but swimming pool.
Pool couching. You play pool on your couch.
How about
that as an app?
How about you pull out couch?
Pull out couch.
Yeah. Pull out couch surfing and swimming and spa.
How about like air swim?
Nope.
Air pooling. Air P and P. And pee in your pool. You get to pee in your pool from up in the air.
Pool and pee.
Air pee and pool and peel. Pool and pee.
Pool and pee.
Yeah, instead of pool and peel, pool and pee.
How about swimming pool surfing?
You get to rent out someone's pool for a day to pee in it.
And
you just use their pool as a restroom.
Air pee and pee.
Yeah, air pee and pee. Poop and pee.
I think we're kind of going in the wrong direction here.
All right, wait, no, okay. All right. Now, since we came up with the name Air Poop and Pee, I think that it could be like
One Direction.
Private restrooms that you can use that are plotted on a map.
And they're someone's swimming pool.
Yeah.
One Direction. Dude, we'll call it One Direction straight to your pool. Air P and P. And we'll have One Direction do a song and they'll be like, that's what makes your pee in pool.
What about a truck that has a really luxurious bathroom in it, and like people that are like they're over at a party or something, and
it's like
they need to take a shit, but they don't want to people to find out and get embarrassed about it, or like have someone walk in. So just like calling an Uber, they put the app in, and this person comes by, and they walk into the back of the truck, the box truck, and they have this very luxurious bathroom with all kinds of like padlocks on it too, so you know that you're good. And maybe it has a shower
it's
too,
like
or
really
some shit.
Clean and private.
And it's really big. It's kind of like a trough, almost like a swimming pool, maybe. Of sorts. And you
There's a swimming pool in it.
That might be good for people who don't like to go to the bathroom in public.
Right. Or people that love going to the bathroom in swimming pools.
Oh, it'll be like Uber. Pooper.
Oh yeah, no.
Your meter runs while you pee in the pool, and it turns blue
you need
to
a
show
ride?
that you.
No, I was just going to take a poober.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll take you places too.
Why are you taking it?
Why? Why is that?
Shit and ride.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would you go somewhere where you're peeing? That's the part that doesn't make sense. Let's go check Snopes.
There'll be two companies though. One will be Poober and the other one will be shit, but it'll be spelled with a Y.
Yeah, they'll take you places while you take a dump and go. Dump and go. And I'm starting my own dump and go business, but it's like this white trash dude with a porta potty on a like a flatbed trailer. The fuck? Yeah, he doesn't make as much money.
Wait. What if you just peed into a bay and it was called potty? Like port space O with a...
No, yeah, we got it.
And then you rented that.
Isn't there a third one? What is there? There's Uber, Lyft, and I thought there was a third one. Maybe not.
I don't know.
I bet all the listeners are saying it right now. They're like, it's this, and we can't think of it.
Are you sure there's another
I thought so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, there's Zipcar. Whiz car.
Zip taxi. That's
something.
Taxi.
Taxi.
Actually, I mean, I know that there's one. There are ones that serve specific groups of people. I think.
Zip
I think that
car
there's
after
one
you pee.
for just women.
Really?
Oh, there is. There is one for just women. There may be an Uber department.
No, you know what? Let's do it. Let's talk about sexism. No, God. Sorry. I don't think that there should be one for men.
Boober. It's hilarious.
Yeah, dude, and then the other one will be called Dick, and it'll be spelled with a Y. Okay.
And then there'd be a pink pubic hair on the front of the... You know how they have a pink mustache? Lyft has a pink mustache that's that's their thing. Like they put big pink mustaches on the car. So they could put pink pubic hair on the car.
Nice.
Be awesome.
What, you think just men have pubic hair?
Yeah.
That's sexist, dude.
You're a sexist pig is what you are.
I don't eat pigs.
Consider... No, sorry.
I don't look at them when I go past farms either. So one of my friends that is vegan, but not nearly as pretentious as I just pretended to be. But I lost it. Sorry.
That's up.
Pigs.
Would you rather... What animal would you be if you had to be an animal that wasn't a human being?
Oh, that's good.
I would be like a zebra mixed with a giraffe.
Why is that?
That'd be cool.
Do you mean
just a giraffe with zebra markings?
Oh, that's what I thought you meant. Weird that I knew what you meant. I would be, giraffe with... I would be a zebra with giraffe markings. No, I'm just kidding. I think I would be...
I just think that's funny to say because people say any animal and then I make one up.
Yeah, no, that's like Shark Nana or whatever. What was that thing you sent me?
What?
Remember how somebody had this isn't the same thing, but somebody... I saw some random photo of like an animal photoshopped into a food, and you were like, oh, those are all over the place. And I was like, really? That's amazing. And then you started sending me like the shark banana thing. You like sent me a quick like snapshot from Google of like there's this huge, maybe it was Peppy. There's this huge
I have no idea what shark.
Yeah, go online and just put animal food mix or shark banana. Do it now.
Shark banana?
Yeah, just put shark banana. And you're gonna love this. This is like totally down up your alley, I think. There's just this huge amount of art with food with animal faces. So they choose ones that look like it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so would you be a shark banana?
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I'd probably be a shark banana. No, I'd probably be a monkey. I don't know.
Okay, I might be.
And maybe I would eat shark bananas. I don't know.
Right.
That sounds good.
Yeah, man.
I have seen this before.
Yeah, you might have sent that to me. It's awesome.
No, let me see.
There's all kinds of stuff. Just put
that's
animals mixed
that's
with
cute,
food.
actually.
Put animals mixed with
That's
food.
not what I expected at all.
Yeah, they find the ones that look like them.
I totally expected it to be like half shark, half banana,
Right.
But it was like halfway unpeeled, and the very tip of the white part of the banana just had a shark's face on it.
Right. That's what
it was
actually
great.
is, yeah.
That was really cool. I wasn't expecting
I think there's
that.
like a walrus yam or something. They're like dumb things like that.
This is just an owl made out of fruit, but it's kind of cool.
That's pretty
Maybe
cool.
that's the wrong search words, but
Oh, did you search up strawberry owl? Or owl? No.
I actually searched animals mixed with fruit.
oh, well, that's why. That's totally different.
Still pretty cool.
No, that's pretty good.
A bunch of stuff made out of oranges.
Well, do you remember that thing Ellen got at the mall? Like, she got a strawberry, that little candle. There's like a little candle. It's a bear, but with strawberry skin. Huh? Kind of weird. Weird idea.
Well, that's like eating a chocolate rabbit.
He's
Right,
a fox that's a carrot.
Yeah, that's. I think that's probably one of the same artists
pretty cool.
that does dumb things like that. I don't know. I feel like a lot of them are the same person doing it. but-
There's like a dog made out of lettuce.
There, yeah. Show me that one.
But like it's a little bit like made out of a couple of lettuces.
I don't know. Yeah,
That's cool. All right, I got not a would you rather, but a good one. If you could only take one thing to an island, what would it be?
Could it be an iPhone?
Can it be like your house? You know, like
Sure. Well, yeah, but
does it get hooked up?
all your
with
possessions aren't
electricity?
in the house.
Okay, and I'm guessing
Wait,
that
do we
the
have a
plumbing
source of
doesn't work.
food?
Does the plumbing not work?
Like, I mean, like, does our survival
Okay,
depend on the
obviously-
object that we bring with us?
The object
You have to be able to carry it,
Yeah.
and
my house.
you don't have any resources.
Can it be an iPod?
Yes.
But you can't.
Can it be an
Charge
iPod
it.
and headphones?
No.
Can't
Can
charge
it be? All right. Well, like what? I'm like a knife. Man.
Yeah, really. That's about it. That's about it. Like,
Or
what else?
an axe.
Yeah, something like that. Knife, axe, some sort of fork type. I don't know, like a knife.
A tent. I mean, it just.
No, just the knife. Like the knife will build you the tent. You know, like you just cut up a bunch of sticks and get leaves. Are there leaves?
I mean, can it be a rifle?
Yeah, but no bullets.
Can it be a bullet?
No, man, that's. Yeah, but only one bullet.
But no rifle.
Yeah.
Imagine that you're just isolated, but somehow the food.
No, I mean that little vibrator.
Okay.
the
Food
bullet.
and water is supplied, and you have the opportunity to bring something.
Okay, you have all your resources, and you have a maximum limit of 3 potential accessories. For example,
what are the
headphones
resources?
and like a charger for your iPhone.
What are the
and solar
resources?
panel.
Food and water.
Yeah, food and water, plumbing.
Oh, you have a house.
You have shelter, but you're isolated.
Yeah.
So you like a cabin that's okay.
Right, like whatever whatever more like incentive you need to feel more comfortable of like picking an
To
answer,
give an
of
answer
like
that sucks
picking a
more?
book or a guitar.
Okay.
Yeah, something that's like more
Or record,
meaningful.
but no record player.
No, so you got 3
A
potential
record player,
accessories.
and then the accessories are the records.
Yeah. So like you get maybe
so
you get
you
to
could have
choose
a
certain
record
records
collection and
or
a
a
record
certain record player or
I think in that case I would choose a record player with a collection of records.
yeah.
I get to choose the records too, right?
Yeah.
Sure. 5.
This is just the question I've asked on the podcast from the beginning, though.
Oh, I'm not going to answer what records. Am I?
Good. I thought maybe you were going to do it. I guess.
I mean, we could do the record idea, but I just thought.
So
whatever
we got music, we got speakers and stuff. Do I have like an Amazon
have an iPhone and a
portable speaker?
No, okay, I would totally have
You
an
have
iPhone.
2 hours ahead of time to put all the music that you can on your record player or
iPhone,
iPod
Spotify
or
work.
I would want an
No, you can't rent
iPhone
them out. You have
and
to pick it
solar
ahead of
Plus,
time.
I can't pay for if I don't have a job. It's like
iPhone and solar panels.
you have to
for
cancel
sure.
your Spotify. You got to cancel your Spotify. If you
But
have
he
that
can
app.
take
I can download all of the
You can download
shit
it,
that I've ever
No, I-
listened to on Spotify.
That will get old quick, though. You know.
I mean, it could
Well,
be
what else are you
hours and
gonna
hours
do?
of
You're
music.
gonna pick certain records, or if it's music, really.
Right.
I mean,
No,
that
yeah,
could be
totally.
hours upon hours of music.
Oh, good. I'm just saying it'll get old.
I could download every single thing I've ever listened to on Spotify on my phone.
Would you take like movies or something, or like?
Oh no, I'm with you guys. I was just wondering how you have a job on the island or what? You know.
Well, I mean, I guess a laptop would be pretty cool.
You get the consistent resource of like I said, like
a laptop's even better. A laptop and solar panels is even better. You could have a whole music library. I could have like days on days of music, and I could write stuff. Dude, that'd be the shit. Give me this island.
Okay, get this. It's an island, but you can't leave it. But you work from there. You do have internet, but you can never leave.
Yeah.
Or here's a good one.
Is there food?
Would you rather? No, this is neat because it's neat that to like realize how attached we are to electronics and stuff. Because if I didn't pick something like that with music, it would be an instrument or something that would take.
Okay.
Maybe I'll take a piano or something.
Right.
But
could you get it retuned? Sorry.
Sorry. You have to take it. If you choose to take a tuner, then you can't take a music book. Anyways, all right. How about this? Would you rather not have access to the internet, and that's the only thing that's different in your life, or you do have access to the internet, but you're somewhere? Maybe you're not limited to an island, but you are not socializing with other human beings, but you have the most consistent, reliable connection, and you can technically, potentially talk to your friends or whatever and still Snapchat them and everything.
So you're saying, would you rather be in this world regularly without internet, or on an island with it while you're in touch with people?
Right.
That's a hard one.
But
I mean, it's not because
hard at all.
You choose no internet,
Yeah.
but I'm saying that's interesting because you actually lose touch with a lot of people by choosing no internet.
It doesn't have to be an island, though. I don't want the element of like getting
it's
stir
isolation.
crazy.
It's isolation.
Right.
No.
So you could be in the jungle for miles and
That's
miles
fine.
and miles.
That's fine.
You just don't cross humans.
Mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I choose no internet. I'm not saying it's, but it would be very hard on you either way because
It's fine.
you'd lose touch.
There's cell phone
but you'd
towers
lose touch with
everywhere,
people,
though.
You'd lose touch with people.
I don't.
Which one? Which one would you lose touch with people?
Both.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I choose no internet, but I'm saying I'd lose touch with a lot of people that way. That's not the worst thing.
I think
I'm
it's
just saying-
refreshing when you don't have internet.
I don't think so. I mean, that doesn't I've never felt like somebody who's like addicted to it and felt like
I'd rather have like electronics. I'd rather have an iPhone without it being connected to the internet than.
I mean, if I had to choose, I'd probably agree with you. Like, I'd rather have the logistics of being able to create art through electronic things or lists of songs I liked or things like that. I get where you're coming from, but I don't find the internet to be a pest to me or anything. Like, I don't really have that stigma thing that people feel.
And I feel like if you had the internet so consistently, while compromising, I don't know, physical or just like little interaction and stuff, you would have more potential for interacting and keeping up with people, though, too. Always having that Wi-Fi, because maybe you could always
it'd be
write
very
Snapchat,
important,
FaceTime
though.
with everyone,
Right. It'd
and
be
you
very
don't have to work
important.
a job, so you could even just be on the internet all day.
Well,
So,
in that
like,
scenario, you don't have to work a job.
That means
Yeah.
you can't ever have sex again. But you get porn.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's a hard
That's what I'm
thing
saying.
because
There's
that's
no
one
question
thing as a
of
result
the
of
speed
another.
of the internet. It's consistent. It's there. It's never a problem. Headphone
Well, check
jacks
this
always
out.
work. You don't even have to fucking charge it.
Check this out. It happens. It starts
I would be working on music and recording everything, man. Like I would have
Right,
more
but-
time to do that without all these people in my life.
No, but the reason you do it is because of them. Like, that's the thing. Like, the whole reason you're doing that is because of those people.
With the assumption that I will have my previous life to look back on.
That's, and I'm assuming yes, because no one would ever create that scenario if they didn't have that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right. It would like to try to make friends only.
You're not saying
that.
Would you like to have rather been born into a world where you don't meet people and you're just on the internet? No. Like, Like,
would you rather only exist on the internet? Or that's what it is, essentially.
I mean, that's the whole. It's basically like you're saying, I've had a really good life. Now I'm going to live the rest of it in isolation. Like, you're like, if you told me maybe I could start doing that at 70, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
But like, I wouldn't start doing it at 32.
Yeah.
Like those are the reason you write songs. Those people are the reason you write songs. And in theory, you could keep up with them enough that it's okay because you're connected with them still.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're alone. But don't you think it would start to fade just a littlest bit after a while, like as far as your connection with them goes?
I mean,
not a lot, but a little bit.
I'm totally with you too about like not wanting to give up on like my lifestyles and stuff, or just like, you know, of how fun life is. But I'm also very content too, you know, because I've had a great life. And like I was saying, without the concerns of being stir crazy on an island or something like that, if it is this thing like this beautiful jungle or the mountains or something, and the Wi-Fi is consistent, it's more convenient than like I don't have a cell phone, so like not that it is this big inconvenience. It's nice for the reasons of in this scenario of not having internet or anything, and it's nice, but at the same time too, like I love the idea of like living in the jungle or the mountains and stuff, and I do really appreciate one-on-one contact and stuff though too. And yeah, I lose touch with people because of how much I prefer the one-on-one contact. But I feel
that's true. You like one-on-one. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you for liking that though. That makes sense. But my only argument is, would you the need for isolation is coming about because of other people. Like, so that's it's kind of a weird thing, because it's not like, I don't think your natural state is isolated.
Right.
That's what's kind of weird about it. It's more just a push and pull. It's like you need huge amounts of time alone so that you can have these huge amounts of time with a lot of people or with one-on-one people.
And
right, like that's like totally. Most people are like that.
And I like books a lot, but I know we were just talking about fact-checking websites, but not from like what you read from those sites, but when you come across the conclusion that you obviously have, where you're just like, hey man, that's all the sites, they're all saying that they're right, and they're saying different things. Once you come across that conclusion, well, that's a learning process in itself, and like, so I still feel like there is a lot of potential to learn from the internet. So I just love the idea of having this cloud in my pocket where I can just look up anything that I might have a question to on that. You know, I might be like too psyched out about being like, oh, I found this flower today and I took a picture of it, and I identified it with my consistent Wi-Fi that has worked better than the rest than like ever in my life before because of this. I don't know, would you rather question?
Well, you know? Maybe it's an age difference thing, but like then, okay, I find myself slightly more on Jack's wavelength for that part of the question, because you're learning stuff that you then cannot apply to real life. You know, that's what's weird about the internet. Like, you're learning stuff on the internet that you can then not turn around and apply to very much real life, other than learning how to survive in the mountains in the internet, and like you're learning things about how to survive or whatever, that kind of thing maybe. But you're not turning around and applying it to like social things. Like,
well, you don't learn very much about socializing.
No, but I'm saying he's looking up stuff like we could have a conversation right now about. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of what.
But also, I'm talking about ID and stuff too. So like,
talking about what?
Identifying certain like species of things.
But still, you know, you wouldn't really care too much if other people weren't around to share that info with, correct?
It
That
just
stuff's
gets
all
a
a
point of
construct.
reference for me, though, too.
Right, but that was my Snopes gripe, is that it's all human language made up.
No, you're...
So, like, why when you're alone would you have to be like, this is the species of, you know what I mean?
Totally right, and like...
You wouldn't need, you'd be like, that's that weird green thing.
Totally, and all... Yeah, right, because like in all
but to like continue being educated, or if you were surviving on your own or something like that, that's what you mean, right? Like that
Totally.
you would have like a resource of information that you wouldn't have.
I guess I
if you
just...
were,
like finding out about the specific anatomy opposed to how the words are different, because I'm totally with you. In all my experiences of teaching outdoor education in the last 8 years, I am very stubborn whenever it comes across like people are like, oh, isn't that the northeastern western toad, or like, and I'm just like, let's talk about how they're different than like frogs because of like their legs and then like skin and then this and like opposed to what we call them in certain areas of the world. Like that always kind of bugs me. Like names are fun and point of reference, absolutely. But
so it's kind of like more for the
know?
fun side of education that your isolation would help you to
like
a certain extent.
just how like birders learn to identify, like learning about
it's more about
tricks
behavior
about,
that's learned.
Yeah, what they say in their bird call and how to remember. Just because it's a trick to identify it.
It's funny to think about the internet as a place to learn, shoot from the hip style, like educational moments, like where you're going to the internet to then be spontaneous out in nature, but it's gotten to a point where that's possible. So it's weird, like. But okay, so can we think up one more hypothetical to end the podcast on? Anyway, have a good one. Like, what did we cover so far? We did like, would you rather be able to jump in anyone's pool or ride on anyone's car, or would you rather, fart this or sneeze that or whatever? Is there one like
the duck and horses one?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather fight a horse-sized duck, a duck that is the same size of an average horse, or fight 10 duck-sized horses? 10 horses that are the size of ducks.
I don't know why. I choose the horse-sized duck. I think I could just tip it over. I don't know why. I think that's scary. I know it's scarier, but it's just less to distract. I feel like I could just ram it over and over again.
Here's this giant duck with a giant duck bill that's gonna like bite you and shit.
Right.
And like here are these tiny horses that you can just like kick.
I know.
And like fight, cuddle with.
Dude. The horses, they could like.
Are they all angry? Are they fighting? Are they fighting you?
I did say fight.
Are they aggressive towards you?
Okay, you accidentally stumble upon their territory and you're about to deal with it. Ducks are more aggressive than horses.
I mean, if a horse fought me, it would win. So I don't know why a duck wouldn't. But I just have a feeling that it wouldn't. A huge duck wouldn't win.
What are you gonna do?
I feel like I could tip it over.
It would get up.
I just know if I found the right angle, I could.
Do you think ducks can't get up?
I don't know what I feel like it just wouldn't get up. I feel like somehow
it's like bigger than an emu.
It would be lumbering and clumsy and horrible, and like it just wouldn't get up. But I know I couldn't kill the thing. Why is that the answer I want? I couldn't kill that thing. I could never kill that thing. I just feel like I could, Wait, I'll just shoot it.
Yeah, with your one bullet.
Can we shoot him?
I don't know. Do you have a gun?
If we have a gun, definitely the duck-sized horse. But if you don't have a gun, I guess the horse-sized ducks.
Yeah.
Or sorry, whatever. You know what I mean. If you have a gun, the horse-sized duck. If you don't have a gun, the duck-sized horses. 10 of them. There's 10 though.
Yeah.
No, they can't hurt you though. You're right. I don't know why I think.
A tiny little horse.
They'd be cute.
What about like ferocious jaguars that are the size of ducks?
That would be pretty bad.
Versus a duck the size of a horse.
I would take the duck the size of a horse in that.
You could tip it over, right?
No, I'd probably like run away from it.
No, you have to fight it, right? Isn't the purpose that one person walks away alive, or no?
I would punch it in the throat. I don't know. I'd kick it in the nuts.
Doesn't it just feel like you're at the exact right angle where you can punch it, and it doesn't have hooves? It can't really get you. The bill, you could just go right under it, and the bill couldn't. That's the thing. If they reach down, you're way under.
Stomp on you, right?
No way. They can't lift their foot up high. They're the size of a horse. They're not that big.
Yeah, right.
You know, like I could take it.
I don't know. They're next. Like
I could take
Canada geese, man. They're wild.
Yeah, Canadian geese are scary. Yeah, that's true. Well, that's a good note to end on. Everybody, thanks for listening to Nursery. Make sure you check out the backlog over 100 episodes at thirdclass.net or bullskit.com. And make sure to check out all of our subsequent projects. Third Class, the indie pop band, go on there and buy a vinyl record for $15. Juche, Jack's electronic sample-based duo. You can find them at juche.bandcamp.com. And then my brother Steve here, summercampsteve.com, or search Summer Camp Steve at Bandcamp. That's hip-hop music based in Ohio, Ohio creative ideas and samples from different pop music you might recognize, such as Washed Out, Taylor Swift, Brian Wilson, other things like that. All right, guys, thanks for listening. And look, Mom, we're
on a podcast.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the pugs Jeremy and Juno were in the background, and a bunch of weird crickets. See ya.